What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some of the dumbest things that Americans have ever said to Canadians. Oh boy. So today I want to take a look at some examples of just the stupidest things that my fellow Americans have actually said about Canada. And I might even try to set the record straight here a bit, because I understand that us Americans, we get a pretty bad reputation for saying ignorant things, and not knowing what we're talking about, especially for Canada. So let's take a look at some of these, starting with this Canadian said, I got my driver's license taken away at a bar in California. Oh, because the doorman didn't believe that Saskatchewan was a real place. What? I'm sorry, that is so annoying. What? And I bet you if this situation happened to any American in any country in the world, like it would be the end of the world for an American. Be like, "What? You don't know where Cliffsville, Idaho is? You've never heard of it?" So so I understand the frustration here. Your driver's license taken away at a bar in California because the door guy didn't believe that Saskatchewan was a real place. So that was on your driver's license and thought it was made up. I mean, really, that just shows you how a lot of Americans just haven't heard of like a lot of Canadian places. Like we're just not exposed to that stuff very much. We haven't heard of it. Like I don't even necessarily think this guy was trying to be mean, but that's not an excuse for being really stupid. Like pull out your phone, man. Look it up. This place exists. But in our defense, like come on. Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. What kind of name is that? It sounds like a fictional, like a planet in Star Wars or something. Come on, what is? I'm gonna get in trouble with all the Saskatchewanians out there. But didn't the person who originally named Saskatchewan, whenever that was, 100 years ago, you should have known that decades later, the weird name you picked out would cause some bouncer in a California to get confused. So it's really their fault. It's not Americans' fault for all this. So anyway, they say, and then this American doorman had the audacity to get mad at me because I refused to leave without my driver's license and had to call the police. Good for you, though, for calling the police, for having the confidence to call the police and, like, to know that hopefully, because this is in the United States, that they would be on your side and be, like, logical about this. Because the absolute worst case scenario is this poor Canadian, like, is getting their license stolen, essentially. They call the police, and the police come and back up the American bouncer, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you can't just come to the U.S. with a fake ID and forge Saskatchewan or whatever as your birthplace. You can't do that. You're coming to jail. This could have got a lot worse." But it's totally reasonable to want your license back. That's your ID, especially if they're being dumb and saying it's fake when it's not, on the premise that Saskatchewan doesn't exist, which is from a Canadian perspective, that's probably like it's outrageous. It's beyond ridiculous. Um, the police did come after like 30 minutes later and called the guy an effing moron. Yes! Yes! Okay. That makes me feel good. Like, at the end of the day, even the American police got it done. We got to call the doorman an idiot. This Canadian got their license back. The doorman was seriously going to die on the hill. He was going to die on that hill. That Saskatchewan is not real and refused to even Google it. Exactly. This isn't the Stone Age, you know? We have technology. Pull out your phone or something. Go to the Google something. Talk to Siri or whatever, Alexa. Ask about what? It's a real thing. I've heard of it. Um, yeah. I don't know what percentage of Americans have heard of Saskatchewan. I know that's come up in some other video I've done, so I have heard of it. The average American? I'd be surprised if 50% of Americans have heard of Saskatchewan. I'd be surprised if 35% of Americans have heard of Saskatchewan, but that's just my rough estimate. Okay, this is a Canadian who said, a coworker of mine had her Ontario driver's license cut by a bouncer. This again? This is like obviously a serious problem. This is like the same exact story twice in a row. Canadians coming to the US, except this is in Las Vegas, not somewhere in California, and having your licenses taken away. This wasn't taken away, this license was cut. That means they're so convinced your license is fake, they took scissors out and cut it in half to destroy it, which should be a crime or something. This is worse somehow. But I can't believe how often this happens. I didn't know that. Las Vegas bouncer cut their driver's license in half because Ontario is a city in California. Nice try. I was gonna say that's so annoying. This is beyond annoying. This is like, it's disrespectful. It's stupid. It's ignorant. Like the 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 premise of all this is that these are Americans with power, not like a judge or something, but they get to choose who goes in the door, which, you know, matters at a Las Vegas bar or something. And these idiots are destroying Canadians' IDs because what, they haven't heard of Ontario in Canada? They only know it as a city in California. But nice try though. You almost got me with the old Ontario Canada Act. Ha! Where'd you come up with that one? I'm not sure what happened to that bouncer, but I know he was arrested that night. For something else? Related? Or unrelated? I don't know. But I hope they don't work there anymore. Man, Canadians have it kind of rough in the US. I can't imagine, like, and maybe this is like the American ego coming out. Like, if I went somewhere in the world and I was like, oh yeah, here's my Indiana driver's license, and they're like, Indiana? That doesn't exist. Liar! Take him away! Give me your license. Like, that's incredibly annoying to get a new license, and just to be like, you know, from your point of view, you're like, well, that's such a well-known place where I come from. Like, everybody knows. And you would even think, to some level, you know, I don't know every province in, like, France or something, like, or Russia has a bunch of provinces or something. I don't know all those, but we're talking about Canada here. Like, Ontario, does that have the biggest population? I think so. It's a pretty important place. But so to not even have heard of it is bad. It's probably worse than not knowing like some of the states, because some of the US states are kind of obscure, like Saskatchewan. Okay, this is a Canadian that said, I went on a trip to Florida. My family went out for dinner. The waiter could tell we were tourists, and without knowing where we're from, somehow he got on some rant about how stupid Canada is. This is this is the rant you choose. So this is a there's so many things here. For one thing, why is the waiter ranting about anything? Do you want a tip or not? Just shut up and bring us the cheese curds, man. What do you So bad service already is one thing. No tip. Um then to be ranting anti anything really is just weird, especially at your job. Then it's Canada, who has a great reputation, even in the US. Most Americans love Canada. So this whole rant wouldn't really go over well, no matter who you are. But it happened to be to a group of Canadians, which I'm telling you guys, this is not normal here. I don't know. I guess if enough Canadians travel to the US, every situation happens like this. Like it all, eventually, all the stupidity happens. He's ranting about how stupid Canada is to us, but he doesn't know they're Canadian. He ranted about Canadians riding polar bears to school, saying a boot, and all the other stereotypes. Why? So this is just random? He's just anti-Canadian. I mean, anti-Canadian, but it's like in a weird way. Like not against your politics or something, but again or like boycotting US, but it's like they're mad at the polar bears and the way you talk? Like what? I've never thought about someone being racist against Canadians, but is that a thing? Maybe. We have figured out how to be racist against anyone. He even bashed our politics. Oh, there you go. Oh, well, now it all makes sense. Now, how can you bash Canadian politics and then completely not mention American politics? You're at a restaurant in Las Vegas in the U.S. You're talking about how dumb Canadian politics are, not American politics. Just makes no sense. He says can't take our government seriously because you can't take the Canadian government seriously because there is a federal Green Party promoting marijuana. How could you? How could you guys lock all those pot smokers? Should be in prison with the murderers and the rapists, right? You're same exact kind of level of crime, right? Sure. um, at the end of his speech, he said, "So where are you guys from?" And my stepdad looked him straight in the eye and said, "Canada." And then what happened? This is getting good, actually. The waiter turned beet red and instantly started sweating, fanning himself with his shirt. We got the fastest service ever. It's so stupid because Canadians, like in the US, if he's going to go off about stereotypes, Canadians are known for being very nice, polite, respectful people. So, also, you should just never assume strangers are going to agree with your crazy rants or that you're not talking about them if you don't know them. He got embarrassed, sweating, fastest service. We got the fastest service ever, though. So you were insulted, but you got fast service, free appetizers, free refills. That's just normal in the U.S. Free refills, that's normal everywhere in the U.S. That's just standard. And free dessert, though. Nice. We were completely unimpressed with his lack of discernment. Canadians are pretty frequent visitors to Florida in the winter months. Florida? I thought we're in. Oh, we're in Florida. Yeah. We've been in California, Las Vegas, and this was in Florida. Got it. Right. Canadians go to Florida. You go to Cuba too, right? Like random. But Florida makes sense. It's like beautiful. But we're not all personally offended. Watching his panic throughout the dinner more than made up for it. And you got like free stuff and good service, so like if that maybe there's Canadians who would even take that trade, like I'll put up with a stupid American for like 5 minutes and I get free food, free desserts, fast service. Maybe there's probably Canadians who would take that, but no one. You shouldn't have to go through that. Certainly. So that's embarrassing for us. Allah, that was like probably trying to decide which of these is worse because we had bouncers destroying Canadian driver's licenses, which is horrible because they're ignorant. This was like this American's very ignorant, but it's like also aggressive about it. But so are the bouncers stealing your stuff. This was all bad. I don't there's no defending any of it, but maybe I was able to shed some light on some of this and our way of thinking about it. And yeah, it's sad just to hear about like that Canadians go through this kind of stuff in the US. It's very annoying, but it is funny on some level. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on the stupid things Americans have actually said and done to Canadians. That'd be fun to hear about, especially if you're Canadian. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.